This year, the competition kicks off with an intense, methodical start, and it makes for one amazing sight. Pull-ups and push-ups, metronome style. The goal is to do as many as possible in cadence with the beat, pushing themselves to the limit. For many of these competitors, it's not their first time competing in the Best Ranger competition. Master Sergeant Walter Zakowski of Team 29 is back for his 5th time, and his partner, Major Liam Collins, is back for his 4th. Sergeant First Class Adam Nash, who won the title in 2004, is back for a 3rd time, partnered with first-timer Sergeant Billy Pouliot. Sergeant Andrew Wallace of Team 23 is also back, and so is Sergeant Robert Musto. Sergeant First Class Stephen Coleman, and from Team 4, Best Ranger winner in 2002. Sergeant First Class Dan Jenkins is back with partner Captain Bruce Hoffman, and that's just to name a few. With so many competitors entered, team members go one at a time in groups of 10. The event is worth 39 points. Team rankings will be coming out after the day's 3rd event of the competition, and no matter what anyone says, they all want to have their name in the first place position. Taking this event, first place team, 34. Second place team, 29. And third place, team 25. Now it's time for the Puglestic event. This year is the 2nd year in a row the matches have been a part of the competition. This is the only one-on-one event in a form of hand-to-hand combat. A member from each team is paired up against another, and after suiting up in all the protective gear, competitors battle to knock each other off 2 separate wooden boxes as many times as possible within 2 minutes.
I had a little mishap on pull-ups, so I got a false start, so I didn't get to do the rest of the pull-ups.
Really?
Yeah.
Disqualified on the pull-ups.
Disqualified right at the start, so it's gonna set us up for failure really for the road march, but we'll do all right. We're a strong team.
He and his partner are hoping to redeem themselves in the Puglestic event. Despite their poor performance in the pull-ups, Team 18, McDowell and Broussard win the event.
Point, red!
Next up, the Ranger Physical Readiness Assessment, or RPRA, at the Camp Rogers Malvesti Field. This event also marks the first official standings of the competition, and there is a tie for first between Team 23 Sergeants Nathan Anderson and Andrew Wallace and Team 25 Captains David Outlaut and Andrew Farina. In second, Team 34 Sergeants First Class Michael Hack and Jerry Higley. In third, Team 11 Staff Sergeant Robert Musto and Sergeant First Class Stephen Coleman. The RPRA consists of 4 subordinate tasks, starting with an unknown distance run, where the guys are outfitted in an extra 25 pounds of body armor. And while they make it seem easy, this is the first smoker of the competition, and the fastest time with no penalties wins. After an unknown distance run, which turns out to be about 3 miles, it's time to negotiate the first obstacle course of the competition, consisting of a cargo net climb, to a vertical climb, to the horizontal ladder, to a very cold dip in the worm pit, and waiting at the next event of the RPRA, they get to pull a 180-pound Skedco, which simulates carrying a wounded soldier.
The Skedco in and of itself is easy on concrete or asphalt or things along those lines, but when you put it on sand, it becomes that much more difficult to pull. And a 2-man pulling a Skedco definitely gets your attention.
Some of their feet are already taking a beating, but that's too bad because the event winds up with a 400-meter run, and then they have to negotiate a wall.
Way to go! Way to go! Locking it up!
The guys are prepping for the spot jump, where they jump out of a Black Hawk helicopter and attempt to land in a 35-diameter circle. This event takes both guts and precision, but the wind begins to cause some problems. And before you can say spot jump, the event is called off.
About every 6 to 8 minutes, there's a gust in excess of 13 knots, and they're supposed to stay that way. So we have made the decision to cancel the spot jump.
I was actually looking forward to it because I get out of the Army in about 9 days. This is my last jump, so I wanted to do it.
It's scary. Yeah.
You're a ranger, what about your heart?
It doesn't mean that I want to jump out of a helicopter, you know?
Yeah, I'm disappointed. Came in second on it last year, so we're hoping to do well this year.
It's not worth injuring soldiers who are competing in the best ranger competition. Some may soon be deployed and face combat on the front lines. And there's nothing that says frontline like a machine gun shoot.
The T40, which is the big machine gun, the one without the rounds on it. When he shoots a T40, will start out in lane 5. As soon as he's finished firing, they will flip-flop. The T40 gunner will become the spotter. The spotter for the T40 will become the T49 gunner.
The teams have 5 minutes to engage targets, popping up at from 400 to 800 meters away.
Points will be awarded for each target hit based off the target distance. A 50-point penalty will be assessed for any non-shooting offenses. The highest cumulative score is the winner.
The competition is all about pushing yourself to the limit, so family, friends, wives, and girlfriends all lend their support.
When this clock begins, both of you pick up your weapon. You'll both move into the fob. Okay? Both.
You got a father who's sergeant at the top of the NCO chain, and his son is just starting out in young NCO. So it's a real interesting story. Both of them Rangers, both of them NCOs in the Army, and they're coming through this competition together. So that's a pretty interesting story. So everybody's got their eye on them.
I'm kind of scared of the other teams out there. You know, I'm kind of feared for them. Hope they can make it.
Before the teams catch their breath, they're pulling another 180-pound Skedco to the next stress shoot. Each team has to drag the Skedco, leave the Skedco at the first point, and secure 2 rifles and 2 loaded magazines. Then engage all targets.
Good hit, let's go. Good hit, let's go. It's down, it's down.
Then the teams move through a breach point and have to move a massive tire. Finally, they have to secure 2 pistols with their respective magazines. Time stops when the last team member locks and clears his .45 caliber pistol at the drop-off table.
14 minutes, 44 seconds. You got the second fastest time for the day.
As day 1 starts to wind down, the teams get a few minutes to get some water and catch their breath before the next event.
Yeah, you gotta drink water. That's some of my biggest mistakes right now.
The teams also get any medical attention needed to continue. We'll see what happens when the guys make their way from the woods to the foot march.
You can look for us on top 5 placing on the road march.
Trained really hard for this, and now it's gonna get put to use. So, last 3 months have been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and now we're gonna put it to use and pull through and hopefully win this thing.